What is happening, Magnacites? This should be interesting. Oh, what is he going to say? What is he going to say?
So at least 60 people are facing charges for interfering with federal law enforcement in the Twin Cities. And anti-ICE protests are showing no signs of letting up.
Good Lord.
And now President Trump is sending a direct message to the father of the woman killed in last week's agent-involved shooting.
Matt Finn joins us now from Minneapolis with the latest. Hey, Matt.
Good morning, everyone. It's been 1 week since Renee Good was shot and killed here in Minneapolis, and since then, the federal government has surged hundreds more agents into the city.
Good Lord.
Agents used flashbangs last night to deter protesters outside of the federal facility that ICE is using as a detention center. Protesters taunt officers day and night at this location, even launching fireworks at them. And when it turns violent, federal officers use crowd control tactics and take people into custody. Now, clashes between anti-ICE activists and immigration agents, they're not cooling down in the Twin Cities. Yesterday, protesters surrounded federal officers as they were apparently taking people into custody. Minneapolis police tell Fox yesterday they arrested 31 protesters.
A dude out there in shorts
demonstrations began.
and a t-shirt in the snow.
Now, we caught up with Border Patrol on a targeted enforcement. Now, all around the Twin Cities, you hear these ear-piercing whistles. Activists blow the whistles when they see agents to alert the anti-ICE network.
It's a dog whistle.
There's all these ear-piercing whistles going on around us right now. What are these people blowing those whistles for?
You know, it's interesting you ask that, Matt. Oftentimes these individuals have no reason, or they have no clue why we are in an area. We could arrest for illegal alien, and they don't seem to care. They don't agree.
By the way, one thing I noticed that people are using as an excuse to having a problem with ICE, and I don't get it. It feels like grasping at straws. They're saying they're arresting citizens. That's the one I keep hearing. They're arresting citizens of the United States. So apparently they're making mistakes. Are you telling me that the majority of what they're doing is mistakes? Okay. Because cops here already arrest people that are innocent, that didn't do nothing, that have nothing to do with nothing. Y'all should be rampaging and protesting every day because of that. So we know with a mass operation like this that there are going to be mistakes. There are going to be problems. There are going to be mishaps. And there might even be tragedies like we just had with her. I feel as though she shouldn't have ran. And I feel as though he shouldn't have kept shooting. But it is what it is. It happened. And, he's going to come out as justified legally. I don't see him getting in trouble for this. Especially when you see the video from his perspective, it looks as if damn, you don't know if you're going to get run over or not from that perspective. So I see why he shot. I'm just saying I wouldn't have kept shooting, However, I've seen other shows that were basically saying, other YouTube channels that are basically saying that they're allowed to keep shooting or to stop the threat because you could have other law enforcement in the area that could get mowed down, or other civilians, or, whatever that could happen. But I already told y'all, look at the root. I wouldn't have been there obstructing the law. I would not have been there obstructing government agencies from doing their job. I'd have been home, being a mother, taking care of my kids. That's what I would have been doing. So, I think these people get themselves in situations they don't need to. All because of certain speaking points and propaganda and whatever else it is that puts a battery in their back and mobilizes them to do something. That's why I stay my behind in the house. You know what I'm saying? Sad.
For some odd reason.
Now, protesters are demonstrating against ICE, also against the shooting death of Renee Good. And in an interview, President Trump gave a message to Renee Good's father.
I want to say to the father that I love all of our people. They can be on the other side. As you say, he might be on my side. He is on your side. And I think that's great. And I do. I think it's great.
The Republican.
And I would bet you that she, under normal circumstances, was a very solid, wonderful person. But then her actions were pretty tough. When I've seen it many ways and many different shapes and forms.
Oh, yeah. I know people. I saw this comment a few times. Not many. I've seen people say, yeah, man, if it was one of your family members. Let me tell you something. I have friends. No. Let me backtrack that there. Let me be specific here. I have people that I know, and I have had certain family members that have gotten their behinds in deep-ish. Okay? The majority of it is people that I know. In other words, acquaintances, people I've been acquainted with, grown up with, may have kind of liked, may have liked, but really didn't know. And I'm hearing that they did this or that, and this is what happened to them. I went to school with this one dude that tried to rob, I think they were trying to rob an undercover cop. And he got it in the face. And it's no longer here. You see what I'm saying? Like, and I was just like, what? I was like, oh my God. Why did he do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand the repercussions of certain things. I'm able to think, even though I do have human emotion, I'm able to think rationally, okay? I've had people that I know get in trouble and just been like, you shouldn't have been doing that. You know that, correct? I mean, I don't know how much sympathy you expect me to have for you. Now, look, if I had a family member that particular thing happened to, yeah, I'd cry, I'd be sad, and at the end of the day, I'd be like, they shouldn't have been there obstructing. Why did they do that? Why? They hit the cop. They talking all that trash, antagonizing them. Remember the nature of the beast. That beast is still human. You don't know what that person's going to do. You don't antagonize people with the guns. Like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I would have an issue with him offing my family member. I would. Because I told y'all, I feel as though he didn't have to keep shooting. But look, I've watched a lot of videos on this. There's a lot of different perspectives. I've seen lawyers talk about it. And at the end of the day, it seems like he's not going to get in any trouble. And she shouldn't have been there. It did not have to happen. You get what I'm saying? Don't go out doing unintelligent things that could possibly get you hurt or worse.
Now, yesterday here in Minneapolis, there were a number of sudden resignations inside the U.S. Attorney's Office here, including Joe Thompson. He is the second man in charge here. Governor Tim Walz posting about Joe, quote, Joe is a principled public servant who spent more than a decade achieving justice for Minnesotans. This is a huge loss for our state. It's also the latest sign Trump is pushing nonpartisan career professionals out of the Justice Department, replacing them with his sycophants. Now, two federal sources tell us that in light of these resignations, the Trump administration is sending additional federal attorneys here into Minneapolis, and that those newer attorneys are going to be aligned with the Trump administration's agenda on immigration prosecutions here in the Twin Cities. Back to you guys in New York.
All right,
Thanks,
Matt.
Thank you.
People, err on the side of keeping yourself safe and healthy and alive. Always err on that. Okay? I mean, just the way I see it, this activist stuff is for the birds. Both, like I said, like I look at all these different situations, people rioting in the streets, acting all crazy and stuff like that. And I'm just like, there's only one thing I can think of, like I said, like, back in the day, if I lived in the South, I'd have been marching with Martin Luther King. It'd been one of the two. Either that or I'd have moved north or moved out of the country. Because, you know, there was a lot of black people that actually did move to, where's it? It's not, I want to say Uganda, but I don't think it's Uganda. It might be Uganda. It might be. But they either moved, you know, out of America, or they moved up north where it was less of it, you know what I mean, going on. So, or they stayed and they protested and they fought. And I told y'all, I like to be around people that I know, people that I grew up with. So I'd have probably been down there marching. You know what I'm saying? And I would say it was worth it. You know, sure. Fire hoses, dogs, bundle up. So so your pant legs is extra thick. So your jacket can't get torn through, stuff like that. Take the arrest. You know what I'm saying? But like nowadays, I'm like, wait a minute. Y'all are risking your lives for people that committed crimes? I get not all of them are treated properly when they're arrested. But that happens literally every day, all the time with cops here. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they're a little too rough. Sometimes they, you know, and oh my God, someone said to me the other day, oh my God, Tyrone, they're busting in people's houses in the middle of the night. Like, they committed a crime. They're not supposed to be here. They, like, what, you know, they're catching them with their pants down. They're catching them like a thief in the night. You come during the day, they might be at work. They might be alerted with the whistles. So they come to get you at night. Like, I understand how you want me to have this bleeding, crying heart. I'm just like, you know, I know people that came here legally. Okay? And there's a lot of people that came here legally that are like, they're skipping the line. Yeah, send them back. I don't get it, but it is what it is. Y'all keep on doing what you're doing if you want to. To me, y'all risking way too much for a few that are mistreated over. And yeah, why don't y'all harass Obama about being the king of deportation? Like, I don't get that. Like, nobody harassing him, and it like, it's like, I don't want to believe it. I'd like to not believe it. I'd like to think that there was something else, but it does seem like TDS. It does. It's like, oh, well, yeah, well, if it wasn't him, then, you know, he is by no means perfect to me. I find him funny and entertaining, and I like a few of his ideas. But he's not always correct. And I'll tell you when I don't agree with him. Every time, I'll tell you when I don't agree with him. I have no problem doing that. And I'll tell you when I agree with people that are Democrats or whatever. Okay? So, it is what it is. I'm not going to hold back from telling you the truth on this channel. 10 million subscribers.